All right. Shalom, shalom. Hey, we the brothers here from the Great Millstone Atlanta Church. All right. I'm Tazawam. All right. We coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai with another live lesson tonight. Lord willing, we do hope and pray that it's edifying. Before we begin this lesson tonight, of course, we want to give all praises, all glory and honor to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim Akakwadash. Hey, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that do rule and teach well, that taught us this truth and continue to teach unto this day. And as always, peace, love, many blessings unto the elect. As you brothers and sisters can see the topic at hand, we represent something bigger than us. And you know, in this lesson, we're kind of going to be lambacking off the elder bishop Ayathun's video that he dropped earlier concerning social media, and you know, just pretty much how you representing yourself, how you representing the church of Yahweh Bashim Shai, most importantly, how you representing the Lord. We definitely got to be mindful of the things that we say and do, especially when they're put on public platforms and where outsiders can, you know, have access to our personal lives. And you know, you may have family members that you go amongst, have gatherings amongst. You may go out into certain public settings and public areas, you know, to kind of let your hair down or do whatever, have a drink. There still has to be a level of circumspection that's being attained by us as we're moving in this flesh, because there's a lot of eyes on us. And you're going to cross certain people in this world that know you, that you don't know them, and you don't know that they know you. And I've had that happen to me on several occasions, just simply off of my face being on YouTube. So if you out there getting caught doing some wild shit without being circumspect and without being vigilant, you know, that person could look at you like, yo, I thought this was somebody totally different. Okay? So we got to remember always to provide things honest in the sight of all men. And remember, you know, what the scriptures say. What will Yahweh Bashim Shai do? Would the Lord be doing the things that you're doing? Okay? Would the Lord be representing certain things that you represent? Okay? And you got to remember, man, like, you know, this thing is bigger than us. It's not about us. It's bigger than us. Okay? These prophecies go back millenniums. Okay, these go back to the Roman Empire, okay, to the Greek Empire, to the Babylonian Empire, to the Persian Empire. These prophecies was written about, man. So we got to remember, this is way before our time. Okay, so we got to act like it, man. I'm gonna start out with a quick scripture, and I'm gonna hand it over to the brother Nate, or Nathaniel, should I say? Okay, this is the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 17. Okay, it says, recompense to no man evil for evil. Yeah, meaning, you know, out here trying to get your lick back. Something happened to you 5 years ago and you still waiting to get that lick back. Okay, you don't know how to let bygones be bygones. You don't know how to let, you know, the world go. You still holding on to those worldly perspectives and worldly actions. We can't recompense evil for evil when you come in this truth. You represent truth. You represent righteousness. You don't represent evil, so how could you recompense evil for evil? That's why certain things that Esau did to us in the transatlantic slave trade, we're not going to do to him. Because how would that make us different? How would that make us different? Okay? Yeah, who is that? That's the brother. Oh, Yakanan. Shalom. Shalom. Yabashim Shai Brakatah. Yeah, man. Yeah, so if we do the things that this world do to us, how is that separating us from the ways of this world? See, we have to move on a higher caliber. We have to vibrate higher, brothers. Okay? Don't diminish your vibration, don't diminish your energy to fit in with the world. Vibrate higher than these people, man. Represent righteousness, represent light, okay? I'm going to keep going. It says, recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men, okay? Don't be trying to, you know, utilize craftiness amongst the people in this world, man. Okay? Now, the scriptures do speak about using the world as not abusing it. Okay? The scriptures do speak about, supplanting and letting out your right hand know what your left hand doest. And there's a way, there's an art, like they say, it's a method to the madness. Mm-hmm. There's an art to even carrying that out.
That's right.
Okay? But you got to have wisdom in order to utilize these things, man. Okay? But you got to provide things honest in the sight of all men. Okay? And all we have to do is read of Yahushua. Yahushua gave us the blueprint on how to move in the valley of the shadow of death. The Lord was in Rome. Mm-hmm. He lived in Rome. So basically, quintessentially, the Lord knows what it's like to be in America, because America ain't nothing but Rome.
It's a carbon copy.
Mm-hmm. You got it, bro.
I got something for you. This is John 15, and I'm gonna start at verse 18. It says, "If the world hated you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. If you are of the world would love its own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you." So just going into what the brother was saying, the world don't get along with us, man. You know what I'm saying? The world has a disdain for us, and this is why anything that we do that is worldly, a lot of times it's hard times, whether it be your job or your women or
mm-hmm.
or things that you're going through, because the world don't like us.
Right.
That's
right. Yep. I got a quick scripture, Colossians 4:5. Walk in wisdom toward them that are without. Who are them that are without? Them that are without the truth. Them that are outside of the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You still have to walk in wisdom amongst them. You can't be this riotous, ravening, specimen, in the world, but then you try to exemplify the truth only at camp. This is not an only at camp thing. Okay? You come into the truth, this is a change of lifestyle, man. Mm-hmm. You cannot bring the junk from the world and try to merge it with the truth. It won't merge. It's like oil and water. It will never, ever blend, man. Mm-hmm. Okay? No matter, hey, sometimes you could make oil and water look like it blended, because you could break down the oil.
Emulsification.
To smaller particles, so it'll look like it kind of merged, but really when you put it and you look it on the fine print, it ain't nothing but just little small pockets of oil, okay, that look like it merged with the water. It never links.
Yeah.
Okay, because they're two different things. Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing with the truth in the world. All right, the Lord said, if you love the world, then the love of the Father is not in you. Okay, so there's a bar that's being placed in the spirit on us that's walking, and we must meet that bar. There's an expectation. Okay, so brothers, think about that when you crack that door and leave your household every day. Think about that when you're amongst these sinners. You're amongst those that are without. Think about these things on your daily basis. Think about the character that you're exemplifying, man. Don't just post anything on your fucking social media, man. Just for likes and validation. Okay? Beware. See, the Lord is judging the earth right now, man. It's a very delicate time to be serving the Lord, because you could do something that could piss the Lord off, and hey, Yahweh Shai could call you home. And that's serious.
And you may think that it's a small thing. You may think in your head, like, this is not a big deal. But just like, I think it was First Kings, the cat that touched the Ark of the Covenant.
Yep,
Uzzah, and he died. He thought it was a light thing to touch the Ark of the Covenant when he wasn't sanctioned to him. Look, he lost his life. I got a quick one real quick. This is Matthew 10:16. It says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves." So as we move in this truth, we have to be wise, man. We have to move in accordance and understand how the world is moving against us. and know how to react accordingly. You know, the scriptures also talk about how it says basically don't have any skeletons in your closet. I can't remember exactly say be blameless, basically. Be blameless. So, you know, you
without
have
spot and blemish.
Exactly. So you have to be without spot and blemish, so then no one can accuse you of anything. So you have to be always mindful of your behavior, you know, especially if you proclaim yourself to be a man of the Lord. So you got to move in a certain wisdom to where if somebody, you know, like these devils out here, they do something against you, it's not justified because you are blameless. You know what I'm saying? You don't take upon yourself the ways of the world. So they don't have any ammunition against you. So if they come against you, it's purely hatred toward what your doctrine is, which is the same doctrine that we teach that Yahweh Shai taught. And look what they did to him. They chose a murderer to be free versus Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So they don't want to hear what we got to say, you know? But at least if we perform in a manner to which we're blameless, we're not blameless just before men. We're blameless before the Lord.
That's right.
You got it.
Yep. Well, I got one for you real quick. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 12. It says that ye may walk honestly toward them that are without. So going back to the beginning of the lesson to kind of set the premise or reestablish the foundation of this lesson, you brothers and sisters also should go and watch the Bishop Ayathun's video, which I believe the name of his channel is Fire Cures Leprosy. And he did a video earlier today, you know, with a heads up about social media and the things that we're putting on social media. Okay? Now, you know, like for instance, you can't control a brother's personal social media. Okay? You can't tell him what and what not to put up there, but you better beware that your face is attached to something, man. All right? Beware that your face, your image, okay, is attached to something that's bigger than you. And you have to consider these things. You have to count their costs. Okay? If you let's say you building a building, you're a construction worker, right? And you're building a building in town, you can't be out here getting all sloppy drunk all throughout the city and people gonna see you at the job site the next day. They like, this stupid motherfucker was out there getting drunk and all shit face, like because you gotta remember that you represent something bigger. So next thing you know, they call in the corporate office saying you have a whole bunch of drunks on your team because you didn't consider what you represented. That's why it's important to walk honestly among those that are without. How we carrying ourselves, what we're showing. We're not saying that you have to, you know, everything has to be all about the truth on social media, okay? Because you know, I myself, I have a social media, but I move incognito, okay? And that's what I prefer to move incognito, man. You know, we make our proclamation at camp. All right, we make our proclamation on the highways and byways. Our faces are on the highways and byways. Our faces is on our YouTube page. Okay? I don't have to get on social media and proclaim what I'm already proclaiming to the world. Because you gotta remember that there's demons out here, man. Especially the people that you know. Okay? Don't be looking for that vainglory, man. Oh yeah, you've been telling us this for 10 years. You've been telling us this for 12 years. Okay? They still don't care, man. Don't look for that vainglory and try to validate yourself through the eyes of niggas. Okay? Our validation is through Yahweh Shai Shai, and we doing the work.
That's right.
Everything else, man, all we gotta do is just walk honest, man. We ain't gotta give up our position, bro. And let them know fully what we involved in. Just walk honest among them, man. Be the example, man. Like the old saying goes, be the change you want to see.
Hey, that goes into the book of James, man, where it says, show me thy faith with no works, and I shall show you my faith by my works, man.
Yep.
You know, because you got to be the example that you want to be in the world. How you going to sit there and tell I want this to happen, I want this to happen, but you ain't doing nothing about it? I got one for you. This is Romans 13:13, since you brought it up.
I was just about to go there.
It says, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and in drunkenness, not in trembling and wanting eyes, not in strife or in envy. Verse 14, and it says, but put ye on the Lord, Yahushua HaMashiach, and make no provision to the flesh, for the flesh, to fulfill the lust thereof. You know? And
Yeah.
you know, it says, let us walk honestly, man. Be true. You know what I'm saying? Be real. It says, not in rioting or in drunkenness. Don't take on other philosophies and doctrines, man. Bullshit.
And also that rioting goes into all that partying and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Always partying and getting shit faced and, you know, all out in the streets in the world. That's unbecoming of a man of the Lord, man. Okay? And this truth, man, this truth really gonna make you a square.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? This truth ain't gonna really puff you up into a level of worldly status, okay, and glorification, man. This truth gonna make you a worm. It's gonna make you lowly. You're gonna be a square, man. You're gonna be all out. You're gonna be off the scene. Everybody ain't gonna know where you at. If you one of them guys that like to put your face out there, man, you better be careful.
It's safety in that, though. And what you're saying is safety in that, than being a lame and being a square. You know, it's safety in that, because you're not putting yourself in a position to where you're exposed to the world like that. You know, the world is wicked. The world is evil. The world don't want you to succeed. The scriptures talk about how if you are of the world, the love of the Father is not in you. You know, and the world don't love you like that. You may think it do, but the Lord, and man, look how many men of the world chews up and spits out, man.
Right.
You know, but the scriptures talk about, you know, let us walk honestly, as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness and in trembling and wantongness, not in strife and envy.
And wantoness means desirous, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You know, trying to always heaping into your flesh, but you neglecting your spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Remember, we represent something bigger than us. We represent Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai, on the earth. We're his ambassadors, we're his spokesmen, we're his representatives. Just like, you know, the White House got what? The Senate. And the Senate, they pretty much are the House of Representatives.
Mm-hmm.
They represent the House. So let's say you got Raphael Warnock that just won here in the state of Georgia.
Warlock.
Yeah, Warlock. So let's say the Democrats take control of the House, right? So the senators are actually going to be those that represent the House, okay? Because power has been given over to the Democrats. So when they're passing laws and legislations and laws are coming up on the books on Capitol Hill, the Senate is who's voting on those laws,
Mm-hmm.
saying yes or no. It's the Senate, because they represent the House. So let's say you got a senator out here that's a dope head, a crackhead. He always at the strip club. He's always looking for some, you know, he's like trying to be some celebrity, high roller. People gonna be like, I don't want this guy representing me. Mm-hmm. So imagine if you're doing that, the Lord can look at you like, I don't want him. This is not what I want him to represent.
And then the Lord take your ass out of the game.
He'll take you out of the game. He can take you out the game. So beware and be mindful that we represent something bigger than us. All right, you got it, bro.
Yeah. Just a quick one. This is Jeremiah 35:15. It says, I have sent also unto you all my servants, the prophets, rising up early and sending them, saying, return ye now every man from his evil way, and amend your doings, and go not after other gods to serve them, and ye shall dwell in the land which I have given to you, and not your fathers, but ye have not inclined your ear, nor hearkened unto me. You know? So the Lord, you know, he sent the prophets, which is the men of Yahweh Shai, you know, the men of GMS, and men that teach a like-minded doctrine, to go and tell you to turn back from your evil ways, man, and do those things that are right in Yahweh Shai, and going into the premise of what we were talking about social media, you know, even the things that you put out on social media has to be a representation of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? You just can't post anything and put anything out there like that. You know, the elder, he gave a great example about how you don't judge a man in meat and things that he consumes and all that stuff. You know, he gave a great example about that. However, you know, when you're putting yourself out there for other people to see you on a public display, you got to be, and you're representing Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you got to be mindful of how you present yourself.
Yep, and you give the viewer no choice but to make a conclusion about what you're showing them, because they're not going to make another conclusion about something that they don't know. That's why the Lord told us to walk in an honest spirit, you know, and it also says what? They shall know the love that they shall know that ye are my disciples by the love that ye have for one another. And that the example of love and charity that the apostles and the disciples were showing was an honest example that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua wanted to represent him. Okay? So it's the same thing in the truth. You have to be mindful on yourself, man. You can't look at it always be like, man, yeah, brother, hey, man, Jake don't want nobody. Look, man, at the end of the day, really, you know, and excuse my language, bro, really, Jake don't really give a, brothers, we don't give a fuck like that. You know? You just got to be mindful of yourself. These are admonishments, man. These are something to think about. You gotta remember, man, we worship a power that's not in the flesh. His mind is way above ours. The things that you think is cool, the Lord don't think is cool. Okay, the things that you think is pleasing and looks good to you, it don't look good to you. How about Shema Shah? That's why he said, my ways and my thoughts are not your thoughts, my ways are not your ways. My thoughts are higher than your thoughts. Okay? So we gotta treat it as such. Okay, because the Lord is pitched at the earth, man. And we don't want to do things to get on the Lord's bad side, because hey, we can be smitten. And just because we in the truth and we go out to the highways and byways and we, you know, give a diligent effort, doesn't mean that the Lord can't smite us. Don't mean that the Lord can't, you know, call us back. So be mindful, man, and try your best not to get on the Lord's nerves. Okay, you had any closing scriptures?
Yeah, I got one quick one real quick. This is Romans 2 and 11, and it says, "For there is no respect of persons with Yahweh." So basically, the Lord don't care who you are or what you do, man. You know, or what you think it is. You know, it's what He say it is, and that's it. And He don't care how you feel about anything. You know. He don't care. The Lord don't care how you feel. It's His way or no way. Period. Everything obeys the Lord's will.
You know, so that was just a quick land back. We didn't intend for this to be a long lesson. It's late, raining. But, you know, we definitely wanted to land back off of the elders' beautiful video. I encourage brothers and sisters to go watch it. Watch it several times if you have to, and even if it applies to you. And like I said, you know, I know a few brothers that have social media accounts. And it ain't nothing crazy on there. Brothers may post pictures of each other, or brothers may post sports clips, or, you know, comedy. And it's nothing wrong with that. But then, you know, you got to remember that if you're showing off an image, that image must be it must be true, man. Okay? It can't be you trying to fill yourself up and glorify yourself, okay, with vanity, man. Okay? So beware and take heed on the image that you're putting out, especially if you proclaim to represent the image of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, our Father. Okay? So Lord willing, that was an edifying lesson. We're going to give all praises, all glory, and honor once more to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Rakakodash. All right? Hey, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, many blessings to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right? Shalom, Yakanai.